god damn, bro, what was that?
Are you live already?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. Game 5 of the finals. We have Beast vs. Sharks. The winner of this match will take home the trophy and take home the Season 12 championship. Yeah. Okay. Round 1, Slump takes out somebody first. It's Chris versus Bob. Santana gets into chain. Bob gives Santana a 2, but they get into chain, but Chris gets taken out. He wasn't close enough to pass it to Bob. Now Santana versus Bob. Santana looks like he has bad timing. Bob has a good timing. He passes a 3. He's probably going to grab a 2 here. He does grab the D-track. Yes, he does. Slump tries to reverse it, but Bob reads it. Still passes Santana really good from him. Now it's Real versus Bob. Bob's going to try to switch to Slump. Shots is going to get in it. Pass 1 for 2. But Slump is just too far, but Bear gets in for some reason. And Bear gets taken out. He thought Slump didn't have it. He was going to try to chain, but Ferocious goes for Bob. Bob got a 2. Easy tilt for Bob. Nobody tries to chain. Never mind. Slump's stacks are really good stack. Ferocious has been showing his worth. He's been playing really good in the last couple games. But let's see if he can really put in the work when it matters the most on Game 5. Super Sharks or Super Beast. Now, Bob versus Real Gamer. Bob passes a 5. He has 9 coming to rush. He grabs a 3. Does he hold? No, he gives it to his Real tracker. Yes, he does bring it down to 1v2. It was currently a 1v3. Let's see if Real can successfully win this or seem to succeed the first point. Real grabs a low 3. He swirls. He misses shot. He fumbles at the end. That was a really good run from shots. He obviously swindled around his opponent when he wasn't expecting it. Really good shots. Now, Shots versus Slump to start off round number 2. Bob's going to try to get in. He's playing aggro, but he doesn't. Shots looks like he has that. Gets stuck on the wall, and Slump takes out Shots first. Now Vox versus Real and Chris. Let's see what he does here. Everybody's just running in the bomb. Vox grabs a 2, and he tracks it. Doesn't matter how much people are on him. Vox has taken many guys before. Take that however you want to take it. Bear versus Ferocious. Bear just keeps on running as he knows Ferocious is going to overhold the corner there. Now we have Bob versus Santana. Bob has pretty bad timing. He switches up, gives Slump the 2. Somebody got chain. No, Bob is taken out. Osa tries, but Slump times it pretty well. Good job, Slump. Osa versus Slump. Now Osa passes a low 4. He's going to go around the corner. Ankle. Slump has no idea what to do. You know, Slump's always one of those players that just overholds. The hold is only good if you try to grab it. If you run into that. Bear versus Real passes a 3. Wow, that's a phase. But we're going to act like that's ankles because Bear is the greatest player to touch the game. Bear grabs a 4. He passes a 3. He's probably going to grab here. He grabs a 1, and that's taken out. And Santana 1v3 for his team. Vox versus Santana. Vox grabs a 5. He passes a 4. Santana switches up to Osa. Osa shuffles him. What a shuffle from Osa. Making the score, is that 2-0 or 1-1?
2-0.
2-0 for the Super Beast. Not looking good for the Sharks. You can see Sharks have been pretty West reliant, but now with West being banned, they're really going to have to step it up. And they're probably going to know because Vox is dead. Yep. Okay. My retainer came out. Okay, Bob versus Chris. Bob grabs a 2, passes to Chris, like Swift take, put down from Spy. Takes him out really easily. Bob versus Santana. Bob's going to swirl around and pass him a 4. He's going to go around the corner. He's going to keep running the corner. He knows Santana doesn't have it. Really good IQ from Bob. That's why we call him top 1 player. Now Bob versus Slump. Bob has pretty good timing. He loses the timing. Slump has timing. Can he do anything with it? He keeps on running. Bob looks like he has that. He takes up Slump. Pretty bad run from Slump there. I probably would have grabbed that. Now Real versus Bear. Bear grabs a 4. He's going to try to hold. He does hold, but Bob gets in the way. But he ends up taking out Ferocious, so it still works out for Beast. Bob now going against Real Gamer. Bob passes him a 3. He's going to keep running. He grabs a 2. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Really good track from Bob, making the score 3-0. The Beasts are absolutely dominating the Sharks right now. Really just pinning them down and having their way with them. Now we have Bob versus Real again start off the match. They're letting their best player start. Let's see if that's good for the Sharks. It has been working for the Beast. What a shuffle. But Slump gets in it and takes out Bob. Really good change from Slump. He's always been the main 10 player from the Sharks, even if half of them are just no IQ. Real's getting stuck on the wall there, gives Shots a 2, and Shots completely misses it if Slump wasn't in the way. Really good from Shots. Vox versus Real, passes him before, tries to ankle, but he doesn't. Real is just too good at tracking, and Vox gets stuck on the wall, has no idea what he's doing. And now, Osa versus Real Gamer. Osa could win this. It is his servers. He gets a 3. He's going to try to hold. He gets shuffled, but he still reads it. No, he doesn't. Rumble is just an inch away. But you know, an inch is pretty big to a lot of people. But Shots versus Real Gamer now. He grabs a low three. He scrolls around, passes the one. Roche just ends up getting taken out in that little mix-up over there. Bear versus Real Gamer. Bear, he's going to run. He has really good timing here. Real reaches him across the map. Shots gets to does it work out? Bear gets it. What beautiful chem. Beautiful chem performance from Shots and Bear. Making it now a 2v2. But now it's 2-on-1. Fantana is the person I would want. If my life was on the line, $300,000, everything, I'd want Fantana to win this 1v2. Now Fantana holds, he passes the one to Bear, they try to chase Austin, and he gets taken out. It's now a 1v1 versus Fantana and Bear. Fantana looks like he has a good timing. He grabs a 6, he passes the 4, he's going to try to wrap around over there, he gets a 3, he passes 2, Bear track it. Ankles! Ankles from Bear in the corner. I mean, from Fantana, Bear unable to track it, making the score 3-1. Don't know why he's making excuses. He completely went the wrong way. That was really bad from them. Good job, Fantana. Successfully earning the first point for your team. Real versus Bob now. Bob's going to try to grab it too. He does grab it. He takes out Real. They can, no, they don't. Fantana's exact. But that is good because, you know, you always want Real Gamer alive. So now Bob's going to try to reach him on the wall. He does. He's going to try to grab. He does that grab? No, he doesn't. Couldn't even tell if that was it too. He got stuck on the wall though, so it's unfortunate. Bob's flying a lag warning, but nobody really lagged. Shots versus Real Gamer now. Shots successfully runs. That would have been a really good time though. Sad that didn't happen. Now versus Bear. Bear is really good timing. You know, he's really good with his force timing. Does he track that too? Yes, he does. Good track from Bear. There's a 4-on-2 for the Sharks. The Sharks do have their best player alive. Each best player is dead. Now, Real Gamer holds around the wall. It looks like he has shots here. He has really good from Real Gamer. Real Gamer is probably top 1 right now. But Bear has good timing. Switches up to Slump for some reason while he had good timing, and he's unable to take Slump out. That was really poor from Bear. Now it's a 2-on-2. Real Gamer versus Vox. Slump is trying to get in there to chain, but he just ends up see that works. I mean, I can't say anything because that works. I'll just shut up. But now it's Osa versus them in a 1v2. Osa gets a 3. He's going to hold. He passes 2. He keeps on running. Good reach from Osa. Now a 1v1 versus Slum. If I was Osa right here, I would just run. But come on, Osa. Let's see what you do here. Gets a 3. And that. Yeah. Pretty by the book time bomb, you know? Like, kind of what you expect to happen. Like, it's Osa. You expect it. He's the GOAT. Now, it is 4-1, I think, for the Beast. Spy?
Yep.
4-1. Okay. Yep. So the Sharks really have to step it up over here because they are currently getting demolished. But Shots versus Real Gamer, what a hold from Shots. The Slump gets the sack. That would have been beautiful. It still was beautiful. Just the beauty got defended. Now Shots need to do it again. Once again, what an amazing hold, but also once again, somebody gets interchange shots. Really unlucky. 2 really good holds from Shots. Vox, he overholds, but they looked like they would have had it, but Real read that. He saw 2 seconds in the future, cut back and said, nope, you're not killing me. Yep. And now Bear grabs 2, takes him out, and Real is out. Now Bear versus Chris. Nope, he switches to Fantana. Really good eye from Barrow. Nobody else can do that. But he switches up again. Who could have saw that coming? Barrow gets taken out. It worked. Barrow is the greatest player of all time. Full court of it. You know, that's what you need to be a good player in time. Chris is going for Barrow now. Fantana's getting the mix. Barrow gets absolutely unlucky. But now, Vox has to 1v2. Let's see if he can keep up the streak for his team. He grabs the 5, he passes the 3, Chris gets in it, he gets the 3, he's going to try to grab the 2, he doesn't grab it, Chris gets taken out, it's now a 1v1 versus Vox and Fantana. Vox is good timing, he grabs an 8, he's going to try to pass the 6 here, he's going to grab 5. It looks like he's playing force, but he gets space, so he keeps running, he's going to try to grab here. He got it too, does he track it? Yes, he does, really good from Vox. The Sharks thought they were going to win, and Vox was like, oh, no, don't even think about it, girl. And then he 1v2. That was really good for Vox. You know, we love to see it. Just a really good all-around player, good ISO player, good chem player. He's just a really good player, you know? Like that's why his name is Vox. Now, Real Gamer versus Bob, they're probably going to null here because somebody didn't get in. I don't really know what happened. Yeah. Oh, Ray wasn't in. I don't think Ray was here before, so Ray's just now joining the game. Let's see if he can make the big change. These guys. They thought Ray wasn't in. currently 83 viewers in the live. Okay. Now going to round number 7. 6-1. No. 5-1 for the Beast. Shots gets the 4. He's going to try to go for Chris. He holds it. He's going to try to pass the 1. Really good timing. And Osa ankles Chris in the corner right as he gets past, so he couldn't get past him. But now Bob versus Ray. Bob going for Ray. He's going to pass the 3, but he misses. He's going to hold. He overholds that. That was really bad from Bob. Would expect better from the top 1 player. Unless he is in top 1. Now, Real versus Vera. Real's going for Vera. Vera's just going to keep running. He grabs it at the very last second. Not even I expect that. He tricked the cameraman. Really good, Vera. He deserves 5 stars for that. Now, Shots versus Ray. Shots is fighting Ray. He grabs a low 3. He's going to hold. He switches. He goes through Real Gamer to go for Ray. Don't know how he did that, but it worked out in his favor. Shots goes for Real Gamer. He passes a 3. He's going to try to grab. He does grab it. He does. Fantana gets in and feeds it back to Shots. Now, Osa versus Fantana. It's a 3v2 in the favor of the Beast. Real Gamer got the 2. Easy track for him. Bear tries getting in, but he just ends up stacking. Now it's a 2v2. But everybody alive are really strong players, so we'll see what happens. Osa really good hold taking on Real Gamer, but he sacks Fantana even though it isn't his regional. Don't know how I feel about that. But let's see if he can do something with it. It's now 1v2 for Real Gamer. He got a 3. He definitely has that if he keeps running. Osa should have grabbed. That was really bad from Osa, but really good track for Real. Bringing down a 1v1 against Fox. We've seen this before, but let's see who wins it now. Real is good time. He's going to try to grab. He doesn't grab. Yes, he does. Does he try? Yes. No, he doesn't. He's selling when it matters the most. And Fox is just currently unstoppable. Hasn't lost a single one on something. And he's just really carrying the team on his back right now, showing how much he wants the championship. Now, Shots going for Fantana. Shots gets a 3. He tries to grab the 1, but it doesn't work. He tries to switch to Chris. Chris is just too far away. It doesn't work out in his favor. Bob versus Chris now. Bob overholds, gets phased. Barrett can chain this, and it works out. Really good chain from the East. And Bob versus Ray now. Bob passes him before, tries ankling. He gets the 3. He's going to try to hold this. He doesn't hold it, and Ray gets taken out. Bob's going to keep going aggro because he knows he can take out the Sharks. They're scared of him. It looks like he's trying to ego now, shaking his mouth, and I hope he dies because he's really just not like that. What did I say? Go back to the lobby. Pipe down. Now, Ray versus Osa. Osa's going to grab a 5. He has pretty good time. He passes the 4. What is that reach? He's just going to run down. He's going to catch up there. And he just goes backwards, you know. He's just chilling. Now, Real versus Ray. Nope. Osa gets in it, passes Real with 3. He's going to just keep running down the corner. He does the same thing twice in a row. The Sharks died low times. Now, Bear versus Real. Bear has a 6. They have bad timing. Osa's going to get the chain. It gives him a 3. And he does the same move again. Does the same move 3 times in a row, but they still grenade it. So, you know, just keep doing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Viewers in the chat. You know, just to be clear, Spy, I'm getting paid like 10K for this, right?
We lost all the budget, man. Making that trophy.
Is that not the same trophy model last season?
You know, man, storage fees and, you know, the maintenance fees. It adds up.
Yeah, I'm going with like 9K. Like 8K. Yeah, okay, I'm good with 8K. We'll talk after the game. Now, Bear versus Real Gamer. Bear passes a 3. He's going to try to grab a 2, but he gets really, like, he gets shoulder block. I don't know what it's called. Body check.
Yo, hold on. Code, thank you so much for the Galaxy. Just saw that. Evan 12 Roses and Quizzle. Thank you for the... that wasn't a requirement. And yeah, thank you, Quizzle, for the 10 GGs. All right, back to you. Back to you, Nathan.
All right. Osa gets taken out, don't know what he's doing. Bob is now in 1v5. Can he pull this off? You can tell he's been waiting for this moment. He's really going to try. He ankles bump. He gets the 3. He's going to try to hold it. He does hold it past him on 1. They chain. Ray tries to get it, but he misses. Bob is down on 1 floor. He makes this 1v5. He can win this. Bob gets a 5. He passes the 4. Chris is going to try to get in this. He does try to get in. Bob just keeps running. But Real times until the very last second. He takes out Bob. Ham stomps him on top of that. Really good from Real. Getting in his head. Getting his teammate's head. Showing that he's better. And he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think because he's going to single-handedly shine amongst the rest. He switches into his frog fit. That's never good news when Real switches into that fit. That means he's really like locked and try-harding. Osa versus Slum. Now, Osa just a slump. He gives him He misses going around the wall. He gets stuck on caught on the wall for a second there. Some keeps running the bomb. Let's see if he can do something. Shots passing him before. Shots is going to probably run here. Yep, we're good run. Because he knows Slum can't hold. And he gets taken out from the chain. And Bob versus Real. Bob's going to try to reach into the wall. He does. Let's try to grab this. He does grab it. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Really good track from Bob. And he says, get up in chat. You guys probably can't see it because this fight is 21 plus. But it says, get up in chat. And Real says that's a pen for targeting. But that's not a thing. He just needs to win his fights. Shots versus Chris. Shots grabs the 6. Passes Chris before. Really good reach. He's probably going to grab this. Yes, he does. Does he track it? Fantana's there hovering. Fantana just takes the bomb from him and does nothing with it. Stag for Chris, basically. Don't know how I feel about that. Bob versus Chris. Shots gets once again, don't know what they're doing, just taking out their best player for no reason. Don't even know if they meant to do that, but if they did, do better, man, do better. Bear versus Chris, Shots is gonna get in that, and Chris just misses him completely. Oh, it's like watching season 2 all over again. Okay. Now, going to round 10, the score is currently 8-2 for the Beast. The Sharks, they're not really looking that well. They really need to step it up. Gives Real a 3, tries to grab a 2, but gets taken out. Now, Vera going for Slum, passes him before. He grabs it 2, does he track it? Yes, he does. They're all just egoing now because they are up 6 points, and that's not really the spot you want to be in, especially in the most crucial game of the entire season. Shots, gets it 2, passes it to Slum, really easy, Swiss take, untrusts him, takes him out, sends him back to the lobby. Now, Shots versus Santana. Santana has good time, that was a good pass on the wall, Broski gets in it, gets Shots 2, Shots tracks it, really good tracking for Shots, showing why he's probably one of the top players. Shots, he's going to grab a 4 here, he switches up to Real, gives Real a 3, he's going to try to grab, he doesn't, Osa tries hovering, but Osa just sucks at chain, he sticks eyes. Now, Shots for Santana, Shots gets a 6, passes Santana a 4, wraps around the wall, he's going to try to grab a 2 here, but Real baits him, thought he was against chain that, but baited me too, probably baited Santana. Real isn't a 1v3 though, he could very well pull this off, really good hold, passes him before, he runs, he gets a 3, he's going to, oh wow, extremely overload. That, not what I was expecting, 9-2. The Beast only need 2 more to bring it to the next set, but it's not really looking that good. Now, it's Slum versus Bob. Bob got the 2, takes out Slum pretty easily. Now, Fantana going for Bob. They really need to take out Bob. It looks like he's the biggest threat. Bob's chasing the bomb, and it looks like he still gets that. See, like, they're really not playing smart. Bob is around the wall. You need to run down way earlier. The Bob versus Real now. Bob has really good timing. Passes in the 3. He's going to grab this. Yes, he does. Does he track it? What a track. But Fantana gets into stack. That was a good high from Fantana. Bob, once again, just perfect timing. Gets the 3. He's going to try to grabs a 1 and gets taken out. And now Shots goes to Real Gamer, passes him before, runs behind him, gets ankles, but unluckily, that's the bomb that gets taken out. The Sharks could very well win this, they just really have to lock in. Barrow has been playing really well, he just hasn't really been showing it in this match. Osa just overholds completely, don't know what he was doing there. Is now it's 2v2. Shots, I mean, Real Gamer gets stuck on the wall. Barrow just gets in it. That was really good. Don't know if they meant to do that, but it worked out in their favor perfectly. Box now 1v2. He hasn't lost a single 1v-X scenario yet, but let's see if he can keep that up. He grabs the 2 and he takes out Roche easily, but they try to get in, but Roche still gets taken out. Now 1-on-1, once again, Box versus the Real Gamer. Box, he's going to run. He has really good time. Real has to do something here around the wall. He gives him a 2. Box can easily track that. Once again, winning a 1v2. They've really struggling to kill Box. Like, seems like nothing seems like they can't do anything. It seems like everywhere they go, Box is there. Like, everywhere they turn, Box is there. It's like, they just can't escape. Box is like me. Just really think about it like that. Box is me. Now, 10-2, this could be game, well, this is game point, but this could be set right here. Osa overholds, gets taken out, nothing new. Real goes to Chris. Chris gets in to go for shots. Chris has good timing. He's going to run. Real gets in it. He gives Shots 3. Shots is going to overhold, and he gets taken out. That is 2 beasts going to get taken out. This is looking like a Sharks round if they play their cards right. They really have to take out Box. He's currently looking like the biggest threat. They goes around the wall. Box gets 3. He really good hold. Really good read. He knows 2 people are in the corner, so he went for the one outside of the corner. Holds on him. Really good IQ from Box. Box versus real now. Santana trying to get in, and he shuffles. Vox is just really ankles. Slump is just unable to read anything going on. Vox is just playing like a mastermind right now. Pass the real three. Does he grab this? No, he doesn't. He runs real track it. Yes, he does. Puts down Vox once and for all. Vox gets taken out. Now, Ferocious versus Bob. Bob versus Ferocious. Bob passes him a three. Does he grab this? Yes, he does. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Ferocious gets taken out. Now, Bear and Bob versus Real and Fantana for the set. Come on. Bear grabs a no. He grabs a four. Fantana's good timing. He runs. He shuffles. Really good shuffle. Bear gets taken out. It's now 1v2 versus Bob. For the set win. Bob gives Fantana a 7 bomb. He's going to ankle him. He grabs a 6. He's going to hold. He's going to pass him a 5. Fantana's good time. He passes 4. He's going to try to grab 2. Does he grab it? No, he does a really good hold from Bob. Taking out Fantana. Now bringing down the 1v1. This is for the set. Bob says easy in the chat. Let's see if the eagle works. Bob grabs a 5. He's going to try to pass it at 3 here. No, he passes at 4. Does he grab it? Yes, he does. Real sells. No. Real wins the round. Don't know what they were both doing there. They both. That was insanely bad. That's not what you want to see in this late into the game. This is now 10-3. 10-3. Vox said, imagine we lose. Lol. Just as that. Let's see if that becomes reality. Slum gets taken out first. Not a good start. Now, Bob don't know what he's doing, running back with the bomb. He just really wants to get out of here. He's going for real. Gives him a 3 and takes out shots. Don't know what he's doing. Think he's trying to be funny right now, but nobody's really laughing at it. It's just not funny. Switches up, gives Santana 2, and Santana switches up. That might have been a 1. Sorry, Santana. Bob going for Osa? No, Bob going for Ferocious. He passed him a 2 and ankles him. No, he doesn't. Ferocious trapped on the wall. Tracks for perfectly. Putting him down. He deserves it. Now, Ferocious versus Real Game. Ferocious going for Bear. Bear has bad timing here, but can he bait himself with good timing? Yes, he does. He does it too. He traps it perfectly. That's what we like to see. Bear versus Real Gamer now. Bear passes Real Gamer a 6. He grabs a 5. He's going to try to pass a 3. Yes, he does. He grabs a 2. No, he doesn't. Real just overholds, and Real has to 1v3 just to save their team. Let's see if Real can do it. He grabs a 6. He's going to try to pass Real at 4 here. I mean, Osa, he does, but he tries grabbing, and Osa just egos the... I can't say that word. The frick out of him. Really good play from Osa. That is set 1 to the Super Beast, 11-3.
Wow. You know, my room smells like roses, and it's because Codes donated 387 roses. Thank you so much. Yeah, Nathan. So pretty much, so the Beasts absolutely dominated that round. However, if you take a look at the ping, the Sharks actually have lower ping. So what does this say about the Beast's gameplay and their style of playing, regardless of having higher ping?
You know, that basically just tells me that the Beasts aren't really worried about the server. It seems like the only challenge that was in their way was the West servers, but now with that being banned in the Game 5, it seems like Sharks would really have to actually play with skill and not just luck, because when it was West, Beast had what, 150, 160 thing, and maybe 1 or 2 people that had normal thing, and it was really hard to pull through as a team and win the matches, but because it was just 1 or 2 people versus the entire Sharks roster. But now with West being banned, it's basically just even skill, and they decided to stay right after that domination. So if Sharks don't step it up, this looks like their season is over right here. But
well, yeah, you take a look. I mean, their ping, Bob's and Bear's ping only went down went from 150 to 115. Same with Vox. Literally, the highest ping players are all Beast players. And then you have the Sharks. You have Fantana with 14 MS, Chris 17. You have Kai, who's an outlier. I have no idea what's happening. It is ridiculous. The Sharks still have the advantage here when it comes to ping, and they're not capitalizing.
they really need to step it up. This is not really entertaining. Getting 11-3 in the finals. The Sharks are really just proving they're West reliant. Yo, why isn't it okay. Round number 1, Bob. They all switched to white jerseys. They look way less intimidating now. But we do have Slint in the game. Slint is now playing for. I don't know who got set up. Osa. Linton's now playing for Osa. Linton gets taken out first, really bad first round in. But no, I think that was second. Never mind. Chris going for Vox. Slum gets in it. Vox is bad timing. He goes for Chris. He grabs on the wall, but doesn't think he has it, and Chris takes out Vox. Now Bear versus Real Gamer. Bear doesn't have good timing. He's gonna pass Real 3 here. Does he grab it? He attempts to, but gets phased. He just stands still. Why did he stand still? I don't know what he's doing. Now, Bob versus Slum. Bob overholds, Slum gets it 2, and is unable to track it. That is really bad, especially with him being on 43 MS. Now, Bob versus Fantana. Fantana, really good track there. Grabs it 2. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Fantana looks like he's really stepped up for his team. He has the ping to do it. He just needs to play with confidence and really step up if he wants to see wins. It's a good start, 1-0 for the Super Sharks. This is a must-win set for the Sharks. Beast, it is too, but they do have the third set if they lose this. But keeping that in mind, they're probably still going to want to just win this 2-0 clean, just take home the trophy. But Fantana gets taken out first, not what you want to see. Sharks have normally been playing more as a chem reliant team, and I haven't really seen that much chem. I don't know what they're doing. Never mind. Right as I say that, beautiful club gets in to grab the 2 from Bob, and you can see he's really realized his mistake because he's now hovering against Real and shots. Real really good hold, but he overholds. They try to get in, but it doesn't work out. And now Slum versus Bob. Bob goes for Ray. Bob has a good time. He grabs a 3. They're gonna try to get in. Slum gets 1. I mean, Ray gets 1. He gets taken out. Bob versus Slum now. Bob passes Slum 7. He's gonna grab a 5 here. He has good timing. He passes 4. Grabs on the wall. Baits around the wall. Grabs a 2. Does he track it? No, he doesn't. Bob gets taken back to the lobby. Back to where he came from. Shots versus Slum. Slum has really bad timing here. Shots is currently owning him. Shots. He's gonna shuffle. He grabs a 2. But is that a 2? No, that's a taken out. Probably it's on his screen because of the ping difference, but now Bear versus Slump in the corner. This is his corner. He needs to do something with it. He grabs it 2 and he tracks it. You know, it's really scary to fight Bear in the corner as this is his natural habitat. Bear grabs a 5, pretty good timing. Passes a 3. Does he grab this? He does grab it 2, but he tries running for some reason when he has to. Now Vox is a Real Gamer again. We've seen this multiple times before. Let's see what happens. Real passes the 4. Good timing. He's gonna grab it 2. He does grab it. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Making the score 2-0. Real Gamer has really stepped it up to that 1v2ing just to get his team the second point. 2-0 for the Sharks. Fox is saying my bad, but he shouldn't be apologizing because he is carrying the East right now. Bob against Real Gamer. Bob goes for Slum. Bob gives the bomb to Zlint that they tried chaining shots, but it doesn't work out. And Vox going against Fantana, I think that is. Fantana's really good timing. He gets a 3, and nobody's there to chain. Really bad. But maybe they learn from their mistakes for next round. Vox and Fantana. Bob calls a timeout for next round. But Vox gives a shot through the wall to chain it to Slum. That was really good. It is now a 4-on-3. Beast have more players. Slum's going for Fantana. Passes him the 3. Does he grab? Yes, he does. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Fantana gets stuck on the wall. Fantana don't know what's happening. He's normally playing like great player all the time. He really needs to play with that confidence. He gives Ray a 3. He shuffles. Chris tries to chain. Lint reads it and passes it back to Ray. That was absolutely beautiful. But then he stops being greedy to let shots shine. Let's see what shots can do. He gets a 3. He tries holding. He does hold it. And gets taken out. Overholds it just a little bit. Chris 1v4 keeps his team with 3-0 lead. Chris passes Bear a 4. He grabs a 2. Does he track it? He switches up the Zlint because he knows Zlint was hovering. Really good play. Chris, really good court position. Chris now going against Vox, the best player first. He grabs a 4. Does he do anything with it? He holds. He passes 2. And Vox takes him out. Really good try from Chris, taking out 2 of the players. It was just really outnumbered. There was too much players. Fuck Ranu Fate. Hate that guy. Sorry, just had to really quickly point out. Sorry, Swiss rank. Ranu Fate's terrible. Now, Slum versus Bob. Slum gets taken out by Bob. No, Slum gets taken out. Hate Callie as the worst player of the game. Real versus Bob. Bob has a 5. He's going to Real in the corner. Really good pass. He's going to keep on running. Real looks like he has that. No, he doesn't. Real gets taken out. Now, Fantana versus Bob. Fantana goes for Zlint instead. Zlint gives to Chris. Chris tries to grab it too, but he keeps on running. He shuffles him, and Chris successfully takes out Zlint. The shot's going for Ray. Ray wraps on the wall, passes shots to Bree. He's gonna keep on running. Really good run for Ray. He knows shots will probably overhold there, and successfully takes him out. Santana's now going for Vera, but Ray gets in it because Ray has been killing all these players. He's gonna grab it. He phases straight through the bomb. Really unlucky for Ray. Everybody saw him run straight through the bomb. He can't do anything about that. Bob going against Santana. Santana goes around the wall. Really good hold. Passes Bob a 2, but Bob ends up cracking at the very last second. Really good for Bob. Chris going for Bob now. Chris holds, passes him before. He has good timing. And Bob misses. Bob's gonna get into chain, but he misses. First is regoing the game. Don't know if he turned on anything. But Chris is a 1v2. Let's see if he can pull it off. He ankles Bob in the corner. He tries to grab. He gets a 2. He tracks it. Bringing out a 1v1 against Vera. Really good track from Chris. Let's see if he can really shine here. Goes around the wall. Passes Vera forward. Good timing. Ankles around the wall. Gets a 3. He's gonna try to hold. Does he overhold that? He gets ankled in the corner. Ankles. He thought Vera was gonna run straight to the wall. But Vera at the very last second shifted to the right.
Shout out to Ideal for the series of gifts. Thank you.
That was really bad. Okay. Spy, I need you to take over this round. I have to really quick go do something for my mom.
Sure. Got Sump in the mix now, going up against Bob. Sump has the Bob, has time to go for Bob. Can he chem? Hands up, chemic himself out. Now you got Bob going for Ferocious next. Ferocious immensely struggling despite being in his own country still. Zealand has time to go Ferocious and takes out Ferocious at the last second. Now you have Zealand. Zealand passing it over to Bob. Fantana needs to pass it to Bob, and Bob sacks out Zealand instead. Bob still in the middle. Wide off to Bob, passing it over to Fantana, who then gave it to Real Gamer. Real Gamer and Barra. Can Barra pass it? And he's unable to pass it to anyone. Yeah, Bob Lone. Up against Fantana. Bob has time to go Fantana. And gets taken out by Bob. Real tried getting involved, and now it's a 3-on-1 for Real Gamer. Despite having lower ping than the Beasts, they are still struggling. Bob Lone taken out by Real Gamer. The 1v1 we've been looking for succeeds. Real Gamer overholds and takes himself out. Beasts take the lead. 3-2.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Don't worry, I'm back, guys. December said I have no life. I have a girlfriend and I make more money than you, and like, just shut up, leave my chat, please. Now, Ferocious just going against shots. Shots holds, gives Real in 2, and Real takes out shots first round. I don't know who December is. Somebody kick him from the chat. Mods ban him, please. Find his house, send it to me. Real going for Bear. Real passes Bear in 3. He's gonna wrap on the wall. Wraps again. Grabs it 2. Does he take out Bear? Yes, he does. Good track on Real. Wouldn't expect anything less from the World Cup 6 winner. I'm lagging a bit. Real going against Lynn. Lynn passes Real with 4. Lynn runs, gets to 3. He's gonna try to hold. He does hold. Passes Real with 1. They try to get in, but Real ends up still getting taken out. Now Lynn versus Ferocious. Lynn's got 8. He has really good timing. Passes 6. He's trying to grab 5. No, he's running. He's trying to switch to Chris. Passes 3. Does he try to grab this? He does. Does he get it 2? No, he doesn't. Chris just stands there. That was really good for Chris. Fox going against Love now. Fox grabs a 4. Switches up to Chris because he knows he doesn't have good timing. Gives Chris a 1, and Chris ends up getting taken out. Bob switches up. Fox gonna try to chain. Don't know what the. How did that work? That was really bad from Ferocious. I think he got stuck on his body. Bob, what? Oh, he's lagging. Thought he was trolling. Box gets Santana now. Box gets a 4. Passes Santana 3. He tries to grab, but he's unsuccessful in doing so. And Sharks take point once again, making the score. What is it?
3-3.
Nathan thinking he has money. Kick. I don't know how to say this guy's name. This dude sounds like he's trying to force his voice. My fault, bro. I'll use my voice for you. Yeah, I'm not making my voice high pitched. That's too corny. Real going for Bob. Real takes out Bob. Gives it to Lynn the wall and gets taken out. Bob going for Chris now. Hey, well, now that really made me insecure. How do I change my voice?
Bro, that was a crazy chain.
Really good chain. Bob going against Real Gamer. Slum gets in it. Slum. Okay, I'm not changing my voice. Stop making me insecure about my voice. I sound fine now.
Ah, we're jealous,
Going
bro.
against Chris now. Real Gamer going against Vox. Vox gets 3. Passes Real at 3. He's trying to grab. He does grab the 2 to track it. Really good track from Vox. Taking out Real Gamer. Making it a 2v3. Starts one more players out. So Beast really has to lock in here. Bear grabs the 4. Gives it to Slum. Bear grabs the 2 to track it. Really good track at the very last millisecond. That was insane. Vox, that was insane, Jarvis. Now Vox versus Santana. Vox grabs the 3. He's going to try to hold. He passes Santana 2. Santana track it. No, he doesn't. He misses it a bit at the end. Chris once again in 1v2. Can he pull it off this time? Chris overholds. He's going to try to pass to the wall. He holds. Gives Vox the 1 bomb. Take him out. Once again against Bear. He got ankled last time. Did he redeem himself this time? Passes him a 5. He gets ankled again. Wrapping around the wall. Gets a 3. Bear just keeps running. Bear grabs it at the very last second. And ankles him back. Gets his gut back. See, the first time they fought, he gets ankled. Then the second time, he ankled him. That was beautiful. I don't know why Vox went back, by the way. He was trying to eat it. That was a really good question. It's just eating it. My fault. Real against Bob. Bob passes Chris. Bob grabs it too. Nope, he doesn't. Bob's taking it out with tax. Really good tax. You know, you want your best player alive, especially early in the match. Bob gives Chris 5, ankles him. No, he doesn't. He gets tracked that perfectly. But he switches it up to Real, and Real gets taken out. Vox has to go eat soon in 10 minutes. Doesn't that? So Sharks can win the next couple rounds. They'll be good. Vox is taken out through a chain. That was really lucky, but it works out in their favor. The teams are really fighting in the chat right now. I don't think Spy can see any messages. Bob gets taken out by Ray. Really good track. Track him down. Auto track. Lock on him. Zen. I don't know any other terms. Chris versus Shot. Shot grabs a 3. He passes on the 2. Don't know what Slum was doing there. Bear going for Pantana now. Bear, he's going to keep running. Pantana's good timing, though. He's going to try to... No! He has 2! And he misses it. Pretty sure he also has to run there, though, so I don't know what he's doing. Bear grabs a 5, passes a 3. He has good timing. He's probably going to grab this. He gets a 2, and he tracks it very last second. Really good for Bear. Ray is now in a 1v2. Bear chasing the bomb. You know, he has that really good momentum right now. Playing with confidence. He overholds. He holds again, though, because Bear just doesn't run. He wants that 2 bomb. He wants to track. We all know he can, but... He just never run. Ray grabs a 5. Gets phased. You saw that AR, but it looks like he still has it. Yes, he does. Ray wins this for his team. He gets phased, but you know, when you're in the OTA, you gotta be able to think quick moments like that. He gets phased and ruins his timing, but he still comes back from that, wraps around the wall, flicking the bomb into his body. And you can tell he probably smiled after pulling that one off, too. Now, Bear is switching up. Seems like they're just trolling now. I don't know what they're doing. Ray going for Zlint now. Zlint wrapping around the wall. Zlint passes Chris a 3. He grabs the 2 to track it. Yes, he does. Good track from Zlint. There was no way around the chains. Chris ran away from his teammates instead of 2 of them. Now, Real going against Zlint. Real passes Zlint to Zan. Zlint is just mowing them down. And now Shaw versus Ray. Where is he going? He went around the wall for some reason. And that's so unlucky. Wow. I feel so bad for Ray. But nothing he can do about it. And Fantana makes up for it by having a beautiful swirl against Shots. And Fantana now going against Lynn. Fantana, you can tell he's really locked in here. He grabs a 3. He's going to try to hold. He does. What a hold. Fantana's really stepped up for his team. Slum just let him go. But Bob knows Fantana's on momentum, so he switches up Slum. Good IQ from Slum. Slum's going to try to get this. He grabs a 2. No, he doesn't. He keeps running. Now, let's see if Fantana can really step it up here, because we just saw a glimpse of Prime. He holds. He passes the 4. Really good timing. He gets a low 3. What a hold. Once again, Fantana's holding. He seems like it's a low 3 right now. Going against Vox to win this point for the team. He has a 6. He wraps around the wall. He does have a good timing. He holds. What a hold, Fantana!
Woo!
Might have been the greatest holding round I've ever seen in OTA history. 4 rounds of straight, beautiful holds, beautiful tracks. That was a really good sign. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see from Fantana. Really good. Let's keep that up going to the next couple rounds here, because it is really crucial. What is the score? Could somebody get me a score check, please?
6-3.
6-3. Really good. Setting it up from the start. Chris overhold. Don't stack Fantana. You don't want Fantana to after that amazing performance. Let's see if he can keep it up. He's going to bait it. Gets pushed up. Real gets in it. And Bob keeps running. Guest ran, but Real also gets held. They did both guest. Santana switches up. He doesn't want to fight Bob that early. Good switch. Grabs the 3. And once again, beautiful hold. Now, Santana's going to once again keep running the bomb because he's really confident in his holding right now. Ray dies to Bob. Sorry, I was typing the score in chat. Slum fighting Bob now. Santana gets in it. Oh, he fails the hold. But Slum gets his chain. Slum gets taken out. Let's see if Santana can once again carry his team. What a hold. Good time. Pass before he gets the 3. What a hold once again. I don't know how much time I'm going to have to say it. He's the greatest holder ever touched the game. He is like that. Once again, beautiful pass before he shuffles. Tries to grab it away, he doesn't pass it. Really unlucky. But you can tell Santana is currently stepping up here, doing what his team couldn't. And his holding is just a perfect example of what everybody's trying to make their holding like. Shots resets, but there's not going to be a penalty before it hits that second mark. Now Bob going against Chris. Slim gets in, he's trying to grab it too. He does grab it. Does he track it? No, he doesn't. He has to randomly 360 for no reason, but Slum ends up chasing him and stacking him. Now, oh my nose. Santana versus Slim. Sorry. You guys have to do that. Bob against Chris now. Bob against Chris. Passes Chris with 5. Bad time. He grabs a 4. Once again, bad time. Gives Chris a low 3. And somehow still gets taken out. Wow. Bob against Real Gamer. Real Gamer gets in. Bob gets in. Bob in the middle of nowhere. Nobody did it. Bob gets taken out. We now have Vox, Osa, and Vera versus Ray, Santana, and Real. I would say the Sharks' 3 best players right now. Vox gets in, and he gives Ray a 1. Santana gets in change, he gets taken out. That's how we like to see. We have 2 EU. Everybody lives EU except for us right now on NA server. Vox gets in, he grabs a 3. Ray's trying to grab it too, but he doesn't. Ray gets taken out. Now with 3 on 1. Real has been playing really well though. He could pull this off. He grabs the 6. He grabs the 4. Passes the 3. He's trying to grab this. He tries, but he's unsuccessful doing so. And Beast makes that 1 point, that 2-point difference come true. And you know, a 2-point difference is really like easy to come back from. They just really have to like pull through and find it. Remorse says Vox better than Bob. I don't know how I feel about that, but Vox is carrying right now, so I will give it to him. Vox currently right now might be the best player of the game. 5, please die, Warlord. Totally like that guy. Shots versus Real Gamer now. Real Gamer versus Shots. Real Gamer gets the bomb, grabs the 2, just track it. Ankles. Stop ankles in the corner. That's not what we like to see this late in the game. Bob going against Ray. Bob grabs the 3. He holds. This gets taken out. He takes out Slum. Really good court vision. Okay, now we have Bob versus Santana. Let's go. I'm really locked in. I want to see some good time. Come on. Feed it to me. I love this game. I study this game every day. Like, this game is my passion. You guys know that. Now, we have Shots versus Chris. Chris gets in, and Chris goes Shots. Chris switches up on Bob Chris passes Shots 3. He got to track it. Really good track. Really by the book how we like to see. Currently feeling something down there. It's warming up, building up, getting bigger. But Baron now going against Chris. Baron gets taken out. Chris takes him out. Chris takes taken out 2 Beast players consecutively now. Really good for Chris. Bob now gonna get in the bomb, trying to take out Chris. But Chris grabs the 2 and takes out Bob. Let's get in a potato. Chris ends up getting taken out. Sorry. Bob going to pass the 1 and Santana gets taken out. Chris almost a really good performance, but you know, like just didn't happen. Thanks, Huza. Spencer, Huzo is a team owner. I myself am a team owner. Delated is a team owner. I don't know who else. Bob versus Slum. Oh, Tiffany's team owner. Okay, I'm going back to you now. Bob versus Slum. Some takes out Bob first in round. Just join the custom mini games Discord server and look for the league and try to hit a team owner. If you really think Bob will take, hit them up, ask to try out, try to join their team because there could be a chance this is you next season. I could be commenting your game, but let's hope you're not Vera who's AFK in the corner now. That's going to be a lag going for Vera. And now, Vox versus Slum. Vox going against Slum. Vox passes Slum up before. He's going to grab a 3 here. He overholds. Slum gets chained from Osa, though. Really good chain. And Vox says thank you. Good manners. Osa versus Ray. Osa wraps around the wall. Really good timing. Ray's going to keep going. What a hold. Passes Ray. Osa won. That was an amazing hold. Boxing down to 1v3. Fantana, let's see what he can do here. Fantana's been playing really well. He grabs the 4. Passes the 3. Just trying to grab it. No, he keeps running. But Chris gets in it and changed box. That was really good. That was beautiful. We love to see it. Being a team owner, you all have tryouts. I don't really have tryouts. I kind of just like sign the good players. But there is some teams that don't really have players signed, so they do sometimes host tryouts players. So you should always be on the lookout and try to get on the good side of the team because it has normally been them signing their friends. But their friends are really good. As you can see, this league is like best of the best. So if you try to get good at time on and close with team owner, I do that's the best shot. Take it from Nathan. Take it from a 5-star player who's got All-Star Hall of Fame. Played World Cup twice, won a league championship twice in a row. But back to the game now. Bear versus Slum. Bear grabs the 2. Does he crack it? Yes, he does. Good crack. It is now a 2-on-4 in the favor of the Sharks. These 2 players don't know what happened. I wasn't watching. Bear takes out Slum. Ray gets in it. And Ray dies. He tries chaining, but it doesn't work out. Now Slum versus Bear. Bear grabs a 5. He passes the 3 to Slum. Bear tries grabbing 1. I mean, grabbing it 2, but he grabs 1. He doesn't try grabbing 1. Nobody would do that. That's stupid. Slum versus Vox now. Vox grabs 5. He passes the 3 to Slum. Vox, shuffle. What an amazing shuffle. Slum, that almost worked out if he just passes to Vox the last second, but yeah, no, not. So Vox can very well 1v3. Let's see if he can pull it off. Chris grabs a 3 and takes him out really easily. That's what we like to see from this. 8-6 for the Super Sharks. This could be going to the third set. That's what we like to see. The more time on the better. The more the merrier. You heard the term. Time on actually created that term. The more the merrier. That came from time on. Now, Slum versus Shots. Slum gets taken over first. Really good in. He gets shots. Really good come from Sharks. That's what Sharks are known for. They need to do that more. Slum gets a 5. Passes it at 3. He's going to keep running. Bob switches up. Tries to give the bomb to Chris, but he's unsuccessful in doing so. Bob and Shots taken out early in the round. No Sharks players have taken out yet. Looking really good for the Sharks. Slum grabs a 3. He holds. Passes a 1. Slim, Shots, and Bob have been taken out for the first 3 players taken out around round 15. Now, Bear versus Slum switches up to Bear. Bear gets a 4. He tries to go real. Gives real 2. The real track it. Yes, he does. Last second, Bear gets taken out. And already it's a 1v5 on Bob. They keep putting him in this situation to see if he can do something with it. Box wraps the wall. Slum's probably going to keep running here. Can Vox catch up? No, he doesn't. Clean sweep for the Sharks. That was absolutely beautiful. Not a single player was taken down. Slum says, get out of my way to his team. He really wants to do this all on his own. Let's see if he takes the bomb. As expected, yes, he does. He really wants that fight. He's just chasing the bomb. He better kill him after doing all that. As if he doesn't. Grabs 2. Oh my goodness. Just sit him already. Like I was gonna try to release him, but just sit him already. Now, Bob gets. Oh my goodness. 2 bombs on my watching. Shots versus Chris now. Chris going in shots. Please change what I'm watching. That was okay. I couldn't really stop that. Now, Ray going against Vox. Vox passes Ray a 4. Vox runs. He grabs a low 3. Vox holds. Gives real 2. Real tracks it. Beautiful track. Shots versus real gamer now. Shots wraps on the wall. He doesn't try to nope. Shots good read, but he gets read. Gives him a 3. Just try to grab this. He does grab it. Doesn't track it. Yes, he does. Good track from Shots. Now Ray versus Shots. Ray overholds Shots. Keeps running. He has a good run here. Goes around there. Ray keeps running to the corner. Looks like he's gonna have easy on Shots there. And now we have Osa versus Fantana. Fantana's playing really good. Slim gets in it. Switches up to Ray. Ray switches back up to Osa. Really good hold. Gives Osa a 1 bomb. And I was listening to 1v2. We haven't seen Slim in this scenario. I don't think at all during the finales. But let's see if he can do something with it. Ray holds and takes out Slim first. That was a really cool hold from Ray. We love to see it. Whole chat is talking about Bowlesy for some reason. That guy ran from me. He was supposed to meet up. He was scared. He didn't go. Now, Bob versus Slum. Bob gets taken out first. Now, Chris versus Shots. Chris passes shots to three, but he builds around the wall, stops, shuffles, goes around the corner, and runs down. Chris has no idea what to do. Just left versus standing, dies. Slum going against Osa now. Osa passes him for three. He cuts back. He's gonna try to grab two. He doesn't. Really good on Slum, taking out Osa. And now it is now Vox versus Fantana. Slum gets in it. Slum is really hungry for the bomb. Going for Vox, gets a three. Does he hold? No, he doesn't. Gives Vox a two. And tries chaining, but he still doesn't get taken out. See, you can't taste the bomb and then still look for the stack. That doesn't work like that. And now Shots goes to Raid. Raid, easy to. Liz gets in it, but Raid reads it and gives back shot to the last second. Really good Raid. Raid's been playing really good. His holding has been perfect. His tracking. Let's see, does he grab this? No, he doesn't. He should have ran out of that. See, these players, like, they let their ego get to them. They know they can track, they want to prove they can. Now, Slim going against Real Gamer. Real Gamer has a three. Really good hold, taking out Slim. Now, Vox versus Fantana and Real. The two best players for Sharks now. Maybe Raid, debatable. But Fantana shuffles, grabs the two. Easy track for Fantana. Making the score. Oh, that was the set.
We're going to set 3. Are you excited? 15 sets of Time Bomb.
This is what we like to see. This is Time Bomb. This is what we like.
Bro.
It's all down to this. If whatever team hits 11 points first, they win the trophy.
We're going to London. 15 sets of Bob versus Real. Like, what do we do for the Time Bomb gods to bless us with this finale? Like, it's actually insane.
This isn't what we like to see. What was I gonna say? This isn't what we like to see. Vox has to go eat, and it's really a bad time for him to have to go eat. I'm not gonna lie.
But hey, you know what? So far we haven't seen the Sharks be able to win on EU servers, although they were close one set. So both teams really need to lock in.
The Sharks have it in them. They just really have to play good because they just can't be selling. Like, they can't be missing these easy two bombs. Because if you're making it to the finals in the OTA, I'm expecting best of the best. Like, I don't want to see a single missed hold, a single missed track. I want to see perfect time. Because if you're really gonna take other teams' chance to be in the finals, like myself, I could have been in the finals. I would have been putting on a show right now. But instead, I'm here commentating. So I at least want this commentating to be entertaining. Like, I want to see the best of the best.
We're on London. Chat, who do you think is gonna win? Beasts or Sharks? We're on London servers now.
Damn, I just got aired. I've currently just asked Lynn what his confidence level going to set 3 is, and he said it's going to be free. It's EU. I'm going to follow up that question with what are the Beasts going to do to make sure they obtain the trophy? And he replies was just play normally. Sit in all the EU players. That's what I like to hear. Let's put on a show for our viewers.
We're getting into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Round number one is set 3. Jay Beaver, if you're in the 3, please turn the round on. Makes it way easier to keep track. Ray gets. Oh my! What a start to the set 3. What a hawk from Ray. Really good track. That's what we like to see. Chris going against Bob. Bob gets in, goes for Slum, taking out Slum. Now it's even rounds. One player for each team has been taken out. The set is really intense already. It's only one round in. Bob going for real. Taking out real, really good, holding that until the very last second to take him out. It is EU now. 2 EU players going up at it. Real, I mean Ray and Bob, they tried to change names because they know it is not his server, so it is kind of like Ray shuffles Bob. Bob reads it. Ray, good timing because he reads that. No, he doesn't. Now, Fantana is currently in a 1v4 and on not his region, but let's see if he can pull it off. He doesn't, but he could change this Lin. He does. Bob tries holding until the last second, but he's unable to. Fantana going against Bob once again. Gets the 4. Passes Bob the 3. He tries to grab. He gets 2 to distract it. No, he doesn't. Hella really in. That's really unlucky. I don't know if that was high enough for the pass, but the Beats take the first point. I am expecting the Beats to full sweep here, but the Sharks really have to step up and prove me wrong. Now, we have Slum versus Bob. Bob is good time. He passes Slum before Slum grabs on the wall. He's got to hold. He does hold. He passes Bob once. He came out first. Bob stacks the shot. He's not stacks for Bob. All the way around. Slum going against Bob. Slum, good time. He gives Chris the wall. Now fighting Chris. They both try to run him off. What are they doing? Really bad coordination. They're just giving Bob a kill. Bob against Real now. Real has to do something here. It is his server. They all kind of are counting on him. Good hold. Passing him a 2. They get it in. Shane Real still gets taken out. Bob going against Ray. Ray going against Bob. He gives Bob 2. Bob tracks 2. Taking gets taken out from Shane. That's what we like to see. Really good templates. He's going against Ray now. This is bad time. He grabs the 4. He's trying to hold this. But Ray keeps on running. Boss gets into Shane, but he's nowhere near it. So he doesn't give Bob. He wants to keep him alive. Good IQ for Flint. Fox now going up against Ray. Fox, he's trying to grab, just force grab, but it doesn't work. Really good for Ray. Ray now going against Bear. Bear's in a 1v3. Bear pulls off. He's done it before. Bear gets the 4. He's going against Ray. Ray just keeps running. He tries to grab me, but he doesn't. He jumps one. He gets taken out. Now, Chris comes down versus Bear. They both are NA players, so Bear could make something work here. He switches up to Chris. Chris goes down the corner. He grabs the 4. He's trying to hold. He does hold, but does it over. He does it. Bear has 2. He tracks it. Taking out Chris, making it on a 1v1 for a 1v3 win. Now Bear wraps on the corner, stumbles around. He has really good run. He has really good time. He grabs the ball. Bear got 2. He does. Winning the 1v3 for his team. Making score 2-0. For the Beats. Really good from Barra. Tired. Going into round number 3. Okay. Going into round number 3. 2-0 for the Beats right now. Not what we like to see. We want to see a good even matchup. Ray taking out shots, that's what we like to see. Come on, start. Let's get a point on the board here. Ray going up against Bob now. Bob gets 5. He passes Ray at 3. He's going to keep running. He grabs 2 for Bob. I mean, Ray does. Ray gets taken out. Now, Chris is going up against Bob. Slum's going to try to get in. Slum does get in. Can he do anything? He takes the ball. Now, let's see if he can finish. Good hold taking out Bob. He baited it a little bit. Looked like he was giving the ball, and then he cut back as Bob cut back, continued to hold, and finishing off passes the 1. Bear once again in his corner, but he baits instead of grabbing. And Chris baits the change. Should have just changed it. They would have had a better chance like that. Real has to take out Bear. Really crucial fight right here. Ray. I mean, Real. Why are you saying Ray and Real? Vox gets stacked. Let's see if Bear can do it again. Once again in 1v3. He passes Real at 5. Real passes 4. He's going to try to grab 2. He does grab it and takes him out first. That's what we like to see. It is now 2-1 for the start. I mean, for the Beats. Okay. 2-1 Super Beats. If we get into overtime, this would be really crazy. Now, Bob against Ray. Bob going switching up. Slum gets 2. He passes to Bob. Taking out Bob first. The Sharks, they are really happy to see that. And now Shots going up against Ray. Ray, Real Gamer gets in. It goes for Shots. Real Gamer. He's going to try to grab it. He does grab it. Does he distract it? Yes, he does. Almost too close, but he is far away enough to not change. Now, Ray going for Vera. Ray passes Vera. No, he doesn't. He tries to hold past him through the ankle. No, he doesn't. Vera takes him out. Fantana now going up against Vera. Fantana passes Vera. No, Vera just keeps running. Fantana wraps on the wall. He passes him into Vera. Track it. Yes, he does. No challenge there. Now, the real switching up, going for Slid, pass him forward. Chris gets it, gets forward. He's trying to hold. Passes Slid once, takes out Slid. Now it is a 3-on-2. The Sharks have more players. They can tie it up here. This 1v1 is really true. Real versus Vera. Let's see what happens here. Real gets 3. He's going to try to hold. He does pass him to Chris Payne. He tries. Real is alive. We do like that. Real grabs the 6. He's going to try to hold. He overholds Bears once again in his corner. Bears may keep on running. Real once again stacks another player. He's gone in 2 stacks. He really has to do something now. Bears is going to 1v3 all on his own. Real Bates grabs the 2. And Vox gets stacked. They both stacked all their teammates. Let's see what happens now. 1v1. Real versus Bear in the corner. Real's going to run down. Bear has good time. He passes the 3. He's trying to grab. He does. No, he stumbles. He runs. But Real reads it perfectly and passes him 1 box, making the score 2-2, tied for both teams. This is what we like to see. We like seeing an intense matchup where the score is always close. It always keeps us on our toes. It wants us to, yeah, you guys know what I mean. Bob going against Buck now. I'm really hungry. Wait, take over. I'm really good.
Oh my god. Yeah, so while Nathan gets lunch in the finals, game 5, we got Ray going for Zealand. Zealand was taken out. Haven't seen him much out. Haven't seen him active at all so far. Even in the previous sets. This might be the end days for Zealand's career if he hopes to get signed in the next season. You got Ray. Ray up against Chris. Vox holding the bomb, going for Ray. Ray needs to track it back. Can he do it? Yes, he does! Real Gamer going for Bera. Bera, no to be giving the Sharks trouble. Can he issue more trouble? And yes, he does get Ray. Real Gamer going to go for Bera once again. Bera having a little success in taking out the Sharks players so far. Bera, however, goes down, and that is a win for the Sharks. Diving in to round number 6. Bob has a bomb. He's been going down literally almost first, and this time he had to sack Zealand. Took the sack bot out. However, the chem on the Beast's end on their own server has not been as efficient as they would have liked it to be. So Beasts have a challenge right now, and they need to lock in because this is their advantage now to win the championship. Chris tracking down Bob Blown. Beasts might need to call a timeout to kill off the momentum. Not sure what they want to do. Both teams still have their timeouts. Vox takes out Fantana. Massive for the Beasts. You have Ray giving it to Chris. Vox is the target. And he gets started. Oh my god, Vox ended up sacking down shots. They tried going for a chain. However, Vox alive over shots is a good trade-off. Vox has the Real Gamer's tongue, however, took out Ray instead. Real Gamer and Vox still alive. Chris and Vox now going at it. Vox has timing, and Swindle's taking out Chris. And it's now a 2-on-1 in favor of the Beasts. And we've seen this 2v1 situation before. Real Gamer, unable to win it the first time, takes out Bera first, and now it's Real Gamer up against Vox. Critical 1v1. Will the Beasts tie it up, or will the Sharks go up by 2? Vox gives it over, and it is tied. 3-3.
I'm back. I just really want to call up somebody in the chat real quick. Ali said, holy rip-off Time Bomb. The person that made this game is the creator of Time Bomb Duels. Time Bomb Duels is actually made off of
it's the same thing. This is a pro server.
This is the original Time Bomb Duels. Time Bomb Duels was made off of this game, so if you don't know anything, just keep your mouth quiet, please. Thank you. Ray going up against Bear right now, round number 7. The score is tied 3-3. Bob switching up to Real, giving him a 1. Really good from Bob. Real gets taken out. Fantana now going up. No, Ray going up against Bob. Bob passes Ray at 3. He's probably going to try to grab here. He fails, and Ray takes him out. Nobody there to sack for him. And Ray now going up against Sauce. Sauce grabs at 3. Holds, gives Ray 1. Takes him out. Ferocious gets in to try to change it. Ferocious is taken out. Now Shots versus Ray. Shots grabs at 6. He's going to try to wrap around the wall. He's going to get good timing. He passes 3. He does good timing. Does he try to grab? No, he just keeps running. Nobody's going to change. He kind of stacks the Ray. It's EU. Good IQ for Santana there. Shot now going up against Ray once again because he got a stack last time. Ray, hold. Does he reach? No, he doesn't. And now 4-3 for the Beast. Ray got, I think, 2 stacks there and just died every time. That's not what we like to see. Who's commentating? New Club. Nathan. Super Oaks owner. May have saw me in the World Cup or something like, or the league championship twice in a row. Yeah. Now, anyways, Bob going up against Ray. Bob, he has good timing, wraps on the wall. No, he doesn't. He switches up for some reason. Giving it to them through the wall, and it somehow works out. Fox somehow escapes, and Brocious is unsuccessful in taking him out. Almost worked though. Bob passes Ray a 3. He grabs it 2. Does he track it? Yes, he does. What a track. Flicks at the very last second. Really smooth, really clean. Now, Bob going against Real. Bob passes Real a 3. He's trying to grab. He does, but he's unsuccessful in doing so. And Slim stacks him because they do want their best player alive. Now, Fantana going up against Shots. Fantana has good timing. Passes Shots a 3. He's going to try to shuffle. He doesn't shuffle. He tries, but it's unsuccessful. Shots reads it perfectly. Real now on 1v4. Real could pull this off. He has to lock in here. He gets baited. Bob probably trying to grab here. No, he doesn't. He doesn't ego, and he just gets the round done. Hey Mason, that's the end. How you doing, bro? New Cloud, yo, trying to go camera on the line. Ryan, shut up. You're terrible at the game. Going to round number 9, 5-3 for the Beast, I think. Slim grabs a 2, tracks it easily. Ferocious backs to the lobby. Now Bob up against Ray. Bob grabs a 6. He passes Ray a 4. Ankles him. No. He tries to grab 2. He does grab. Does he track it? Ankles at the very last second. Really good from Ray. Swindles around him at the very last second. Learn that term from Spy. Thank you, Spy, for the vlog. Now Slim's going up against Ray. Ray grabs a 2. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Really good track. Slim gets taken out. Shots tries to reverse, but it doesn't work out. He just gets body blocked. Bear going for Fantana. Fantana passes him a 3. Does he try to grab? He does. No, he baits, but he tries to grab him a 1 and it doesn't work. He is clearly not used to Easter. He has been playing NA mostly because right now it would be West, I think. Now Bear grabs a 2. Does he track it? No, he doesn't. Ankles really bad for the Beast. And now it's 3-on-2 for the Sharks. The Sharks have the advantage, and they really need to win this. This is a must-win round. Real Gamer has a 3, wraps on the wall, gets ankled at the end. Doesn't turn with Vox, and Vox just runs straight past him. Doesn't know what to expect there. Shots going up against Ray. Ray gets faced. He tries holding to the very last second, but is unsuccessful. And now it's Ray versus Shots and Vox going up against Shots first. He has the timing to do it. He holds. He doesn't overhold. He takes out Shots. Really good. And now 1v1. Ray versus Vox. Ray in a bad position goes around the corner. He tries to go around the corner. He gets stuck. Goes around again. Vox has a good timing. He grabs a 3. Does Ray grab a 2? No, he doesn't. He gets taken out. It scores now 6-3 for the Beast. Bro, my nose is like plugged.
Surprised we haven't seen a timeout called yet.
Yeah. I'm hip. Sorry, I don't remember a hip.
Oh, Codes, thank you for the Galaxy. Much appreciated.
Now do you bark?
Yeah, woof woof. W codes of a chat.
Yo, W code. Okay. Anyways, Ray going up against Bob now. Bob goes around the wall, gives Chris. No, he tries to chain, but Bear gets taken out. The Sharks really have to lock in here. Ray gets in it. Can Ray take out Slim? He gives him a 2, but Slim does a 360 for some reason. And it's just too far to pass to anybody. Now, Real Gamer gets in it because he's trying to play aggro. He wants to take out the Beast as quick as possible to get their points up. And I thought he almost got chained. Really good goal from Ray. Now, Ray going up against Bob. Oh, Bob is on a 1v5. Bob, he runs. Can Fantana chain this? He tries, but he's too far. Breaking down on 1v4. Can Bob really do this for his team? This is really crucial. Bob going up against Ray. He got a 5. He's going to try to pass a 3 here. It's good timing. Does he grab a 2? No, he keeps running, and Ray passes him through the wall. Really good IQ from Ray there. Don't know what Bob was doing, but that was a really good read. 6-4. They're closing up the gap slowly but surely. Let's see if they can do it once again and make it 6-5 coming into round number 11. Real going up against Bob. The 2 best players going at it first. Bob switches up to Slum. Ray tries to get in. He's unsuccessful in grabbing and nobody chains for him. Don't know why. Don't know why Slump or Chris is attacking. This is not their region. And they need to realize that. Now, Real gets reached around the wall. They're going to try to chain. Do they get that off? No, they don't. If Slump was at the Bob, that could have been good positioning. But he can't read that happening, so it's okay. Real once again up against Bob. Real's just going to keep running. Bob switches up, And Vera somehow misses Santana. Don't know how that happened. Real. Went against Bob once again. Fourth time in this round. And Slump tries to change. Slump gets sacked. And, oh, I thought it would be once again Real versus Bob. Santana going for Bob. Passes him a 4. He has good timing. He tries to grab, but he just runs. Good runs. Let's get sacked. 2-on-3 for the Beast now. They have more players. Bob against Santana. Bob is taking every fight somehow. Bob gets ankle around the wall. Sack shots. Once again, still alive somehow. Santana going up against Bob. Grabs a 4. Gives a 3. Grabs a 2. Cracks it perfectly. Really beautiful from Santana. That's what we like to see. You can tell he really wants to win. He's proving it. Box is in a 1v2. He shuffles him around the wall, and now it's a 1v2. Santana versus Box. Let's see what happens here. Santana's in a really bad position. You never want to be at the bottom. Santana passes a 5. Box has good timing. Box has a 4. Santana passes a 3. He grabs a 1, and Box just stands still because he knows that he can't do anything about that timing. It is now 7-4. They really have to do something here. Because as of right now, it's looking like Beasts are going to take the championship home. Okay. Bob versus Santana. Bob gets taken out and stacks once again. We're seeing like a routine right now. Bob's going first and stacking the players that I'm not going to say aren't that important, but like there's a difference between like Vox and like a Rudy. Now, Bob and Real Gamer passes Bob a 3. Bob holds. What a swirl! Wow, that was amazing. Now Bob versus Slum. Slum gonna wrap around the wall. He grabs it too. Does he track it? Taking out Bob. Effortless track. Just turn around and gave it to him. Now Santana shaking his mouth. Wait, why is Slum getting in that? I think Santana had it too, but it worked out, so it's okay. Just I don't know what they're doing. Now Slum versus Vera. Slum switches up to Vox. What a hold, taking out Vox. And now Vera's in a 1v3. He has done it before. He can do it again. Giving to Santana a 4. He has good timing. He gets a 3. Does he try to hold? Slum gets in. He got a 2. This is Vera. 1v2 for Vera now. It was currently a 1v3. Vera grabs a 4. He's going to try to switch up to Chris. Chris grabs a 2. Does he track it? No, he doesn't. Santana going up against Vera now. Goes in the corner. Gets a 7. Vera's good timing. He wraps on the wall. Gives Vera a 4. Good timing from Santana. He ankles him. Gets a 3. Vera trying to grab. He does, but he fails. And Santana passes the 1, making the score 7-5. This is still really winnable. Oh, I just like zoned out. My fault.
Bob went down first.
Bob went down first. Oh, that's not good. That's not what we like to see. Ray take those shots next. That's 2 Beast players down instead of their full team. Let's see if Slim can turn it around for Beast. Going up against Ray. Ray has good time. Passes before. He's probably gonna try to grab here. He grabs a 1. Really unlucky. It looks like he grabbed it at 2. He just faced the bomb. So there's not really much he can do there. Lin does take down 1 player. Going up against Real Gamer now. Key overhold against Real, and Slim gets taken out. There's now only Vox and Bear alive against 4 of the Sharks players. But the 1 player that's down for Sharks is a really strong player, so they could. Oh, really good run. But Vox gets in it and changes it to Slum. Really good court vision from Vox there. Real now going up against Bear. Real gets a 5. Good timing. Passes a 3. Bear tries to go for Real. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. Bear gets taken out. And now a 1-on-3. Vox, can he do it? Vox going up against Chris first. Chris is his first opponent. Vox going for Chris. He tries to hold. He overholds. Chris grabs his 2. Does he track it? Real's too close. Real gets sacked. That's. He should have. Oh, he's typing in chat. Focus on the game. Passes Vox a 4. England gets a 3. Vox grabs a 2. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Once again, Santana versus Vox. Let's see what happens here. Santana wraps on the wall. He grabs a 5. He shuffles him. Good timing. He has a good run. He gets a 4. He grabs a 2. Does he track it? Yes, he does. Santana's currently carrying the Sharks on his back, winning the 1v1 twice in a row, making the score 6. Oh. I'm not even saying the score. You guys know the score, brother. Grow up. Grow up.
6-7.
No. Okay. Now 7-6. We're gonna say 7-6. Now Bob going up against Slum. Bob passes Slum for 3. He's gonna try to wrap around to grab a 2, but Slum beautiful hold, giving Bob a 1 and body losses, so he can't change it to Zlin. Oh my gosh, I need water. Okay, Ray going. Okay. Now, Chris going against Bear. Bear gets taken out. Shots going up against Chris. Ray gets in it. He's gonna give Shots a 4 bomb. He has good timing. And Shots passes him a 1. Chris stacks and gets taken out. Now Fantana going up against Real. Fantana switches up. Fantana gets taken out. Nobody to give it to. Just stranded in the middle of that. Real going up against Slim. Slim's got a 3. He goes for Real. He drips Real to the Real tracky. Yes, he does, taking out Slim. Now, Ray going up against Shots. Ray going up against Shots. Ray has a good time. He grabs on the wall. He does a 5. He passes to Shots. 3 to try to grab him. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He tries to grab. No, he doesn't. He runs ankle.
Oh my goodness.
Shots, and Shots has nowhere to go. He swindles around him at the very last second as he turns with him. Box out with 1v2. Ray tries to grab it 2. Does he grab it? Yes, he does. He track that. Making the score tied up. 7 to 7. That's what we like to see. Perfect.
God damn, bro, are you sick?
No, bro. Everybody should make fun of the way I drink water. Sorry. 7 to 7. Bob going up against Ray now. Bob has a good time. No, he doesn't. He switches up, gives Vox a 2. Really good 10. Vox tracks it, taking down Chris. And now, Bob against Slum. Can Slum do something here? He has been killing Bob every round, and he's going to continue to do so. Tracking the low 2 in the corner. Good track from Slum. Ray going up against Shots now. Shots passes Ray a 4. Ray overholds, gives him a 2 either way, and Shots flicks before the cooldown ends and just runs back. Bob looks like he has lag warning too. He's going to get a penalty over this round. Not what we like to see. And Liv gets taken out. Bear versus Real Game right now. Bear switching up, going for Slum. Slum grabs a 5. He has good timing. He misses though a bit. But Bear grabs a 2. Does he track it? Really easy, really clean. Let's go. Really good track from Bear. Now it's 3 on 2. Bear going up against Fantana. Bear gets the 3, gives Real a 2, tries to ankle. No, he doesn't. Vox gets in to try to pay, but he gets taken out because Real is too far and he can't catch up to him in time. And the bomb is filled with Vox holding it. Bear going up against Real now. Bear, he tries to grab, he shuffles, he runs, tries to grab 2, he does grab 2, does he track it? Yes, he does. Real gets taken out. It's now 1v2. Now, Bear versus Fantana. Ray going first. Ray's trying to go in, but he's overholding Fantana. They're going to try to do a chain play here. Bear tries to grab, he does it unsuccessful, and Ray tracks it perfectly. Sharks have taken the lead. It is now 8-7. 8-7 with the entire season on the line. Let's see who wins this. It is now. Oh my gosh. Okay, Bob switches up. Nobody there to change. Lynn's just stacks for him because he has no other option. You know, Bob now going up for Ray. Bob, he passes Ray a 5. Ray has good time. He passes him a 4. He's trying to grab Bob teleports. That's going to be lag warning too. Really unlucky. You do not want Bob getting sat this late into the game, especially with Sharks having their 2-point gap. That is really bad. Shots takes out Slum. This is a must-win round for the Beast. I'm not gonna lie. If they lose, this is looking pretty grim. Now Barra, he's gonna try to run. Does he grab? No, he doesn't. Nobody there to chain or anything. Fox and Shots, they really have to step up here. This matters so much to them. Fox grabs, passes a 3. Does he grab? No, he doesn't. He keeps running, grabs around. Nobody there to chain. Chris baits his own teammate. Fox now going for Chris. Fox passes a 6. He has good timing. He grabs a 5 around the wall. Passes a 3. He has still good timing. Grabs a 2. Does he track it? Sack Shots because he knew he was too far. Fox really has to lock in here. Passes a 6. He grabs a 5. He has good timing. Passes a 4. He's gonna try to run. No, he grabs a 3. He knows Chris is there and switches up. Taking out Real Gamer. Real Gamer is dead. Now 1v2. Vox going up against Chris. Vox passes a 6. He has good timing. He's gonna try to run. He does run. He goes around the wall. He has good timing. He tries to grab. No, he doesn't. He shuffles around the wall. Does Chris pass it? Yes, he does. It is 9-7 for the Sharks, and Bob is sat in 2 rounds. If the Beast don't do something now, it's over. The Beast really have to step up or it's over. Bob is sat for 2 rounds. This is really looking bad for the Beast. Really bad. It's looking like Sharks are going to take the trophy home. They really have to lock in. Now, this is really crucial. Beast players have to lock in. Zlim gets taken out first. It's looking really bad. Shots going up against Ray. Shots passes Ray a 7-7. He switches up. No, he doesn't. He's still on Ray. Chris gets into chain. Ray grabs a 3. Does he hold? No, he doesn't. He runs. Real baits him, and Shots gets taken out. Chris now going up against Vox. It's already Vox and Baron in 2v5. It's looking bad. Vox grabs a 3. Vox gets a 2 and takes out Chris. Okay, it's looking like there's still hope for them. Vox grabs a 5. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He grabs a 5. He passes a 3. It's good time. Does he grab? No, he doesn't. Somebody has to be there to chain. Nobody's there. Bear's now in a 1v4. Bear has to win this. Come on, Bear. Now in 1v4. Going up against the Real Gamer first. Real Gamer gets stuck on the wall. Bear, no. Bear switches up. He goes to slump, and he has nobody to give it to. It is 10-7. 10-7. This, if the Beast loses a single round, it's over. One more round could determine the entire, yeah, what he said. Game point championship on the line. It can determine the entire season. 10-7, come on. I'm standing up for this. I might have to stand up. Oh. Beast call a timeout. Come on. The Beast really has to do something. I'm not going to lie, they really do. Spy, I feel like now would be a perfect time to join the team call and see what they're thinking right now.
I don't think we should do that. Well, let's let them lock in. You know what? The Sharks, they're making a statement on EU servers.
They are.
They're making a statement on EU servers. You know what? Like, they were pissed. They were pissed that they couldn't get West servers. And you know what? People were saying, oh, Sharks are Western aligned. We're going to lose. We're going to lose it all. But they've come onto EU servers, and they've simply dominated.
Everybody was telling Sharks they were West reliant, and they currently are proving everybody wrong right here. This is the second finals in a row, by the way. Last season it was like 9-9, and Bob got a penalty, and we ended up winning. Let's see if this is gonna be history repeated.
I really do think that this timeout should have been called much earlier. For it to be called right now is pretty unfortunate, and this is a truly mismanagement by both, honestly, the Sharks and the Beasts. When the Sharks were also like grossly down in the first set. You need to use your timeout when things start falling off the rails, or to kill off the other team's momentum, and not when your back is against the wall. Because now the Beasts need to get 3 points, and we're going to be without Bob for the first round. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But you know what? We've seen teams in this situation before, and we've seen teams come back from a 10-7 deficit. So
yeah. That's true. They just really need to dig deep and find it. Is Bob back in? No, he's not. Okay. This round could determine it all. Let's see what happens. We have Shots starting off in the corner against Ray. Shots is really not looking good timing. Never mind, he pulls through. Gives him a 4. He's going to try to grab a 2. Yes, he does. Does he track it? He gets phased. That's so unlucky. Vox now going up against Santana. Vox, he's going to run. He grabs a 4. He's going to try to hold. He overholds, switches up to Slum. Chris chains it. Vox gets taken out. It might be over. Now Ray going against Zlin. Zlin grabs a 5. He passes Ray a 4. They really have to make something work here. Zlin gets taken out too. Bears in a 1v5. The game is over. It's looking like Sharks has won the season. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Is Bear going to get taken out here? Is this the dagger? Yes, it is. Sharks, they win the season, making it a Super Sharks Season 12 win. Let's give it up to the Sharks. Let's go. That was absolutely beautiful. What a game. Code sent 35 GGs. Thank you, Code.
Bro, thank you, Code. All right, man, I'm going to join the VC. Thank you, Nathan, for commentating. And now it's time to award the trophy.
All right, peace out.
Peace.
Yo, what's good, Spy? Let's go.
Right.
Beefs are not good. Beefs are not good.
Oh my god.
All right, Sharks. Line up.
Spy, take the screenshot.
Line up beside me. Yeah,
screenshot.
but no, like stand beside me. You guys can take your screenshots on top after. We gotta
Alright,
formally award the trophy to the team. So,
Yup.
all right. So, I'd like to first congratulate the Super Beasts on an amazing performance, sending the finals to 5 games. However, the trophy beside me is Person 299's League Championship trophy and is awarded to the best team in the official Time Bomb Association. This finals went 5 games and went the full 15 sets. Out of the full 15 sets, the Sharks won on EU servers, a server that they had a mass disadvantage in. Super Sharks, it is my pleasure to award this trophy to Hash and the roster of the 2026 Winter Super Sharks group. Congratulations, this trophy is yours.
Thank you, Spy. Thank you.
Oh my god. GG.
Let's go, yo. Yo, Spy, we did it. We did it. Oh my god, I feel like Jason Tatum. We did it.
Also, on top of that, we did track an MVP throughout the entire finales. This player will be awarded 5,000 Robux as a bonus.
Yo, thank you.
The
Spy. Thank you,
MVP
bro. Thank you.
award,
Thank you.
the MVP award goes to Fantana.
No, good stuff, let's go. Yo, good stuff. Wait, I don't even care. I don't even care, bro. I don't even care. We're league winners, bro. I don't even care.
Spy, thank you.
Yo, shout out Super Fans, shout out everyone.
Bro. Good stuff, Santa. Good stuff, Santa. Good stuff, bro. Bro, I don't even care, bro. We're league winners, bro. I don't even care.
Yo, I don't care at all. Like, yeah, it's mine, like, bro.
Wait, Spy. Wait, Spy. When are we getting our bomb flames? When are we getting our bomb flames?
Once Hash submits all the details.
All right.
So yeah, I'd say you guys start DMing Hash because the faster he gets the stuff done, the quicker you guys get your stuff.
All right, bet. Let's go.
All right.
Hash, fill it out. Hash.
I'm on that shit. It's on
All
me,
right,
guys.
yeah.
Bro.
Thank
Spy,
you,
so
yeah,
much.
of course.
Good stuff, bro.
Thank you
Wait,
so much, bro. I love
wait.
Spy.
Did you get the screenshot?
That's me.
Get the screenshot.
I didn't get a screenshot here. We can get a formal one right now.
Yeah, let's get the screenshot.
Everyone line up.
Yeah, I know.
Are we finna get that AI?
Since I'm the MVP,
Oh yeah, give us the AIR, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, the AI season 12 champions.
Chris, get on the bottom.
Yo, Chris,
I got
what
the
do you think you
screenshot,
are,
and
bro?
yeah, all right, and everyone who's watching, thank you, and to all
Thank
the
you
teams,
all, bro.
even the teams that didn't make the playoffs. Thank you for such a great season. Season 12 was by far one of my most favorite seasons that I've seen in the league so far. And hopefully we have, I'm looking forward to season 13, hopefully coming sometime in April or early May. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
new rosters, new players, should be
Yeah.
fun. Take
Wait,
care, everyone.
How much viewers? Did it peak?
This one had
Yeah.
over, I think, 120.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. All right, 120 fans. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, guys. No, congratulations and enjoy your trophy. You
Thank
guys
you, Spy.
deserve it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you, Spy.
Yeah, see ya.